All right, welcome back. The other day I got an inkling to do a tarot reading on Donald Trump with all of his legal issues as of lately. And I wish I would have recorded it live when I was doing it because it ended up being a pretty good reading. And each turn of the card had me interested. So what I'm going to do is recreate that for you and go through it with you. Now, I don't do a lot of tarot readings of this nature. The last one that I did was back at the last election. So it's been about 4 years. And I've had no reason to because the results of that one still stands in my opinion. But I thought I would do one on this occasion since there's never been a legal judgment of this magnitude before. At least not one that I'm aware of. Now, the original reading was done on March 22nd when Trump had until Monday to come up with $464 million, or the state of New York would begin seizing his properties. Today is Monday, the day of the deadline, and the courts have lowered his bond down to $175 million, which is still an obscene amount of money. At the time of the actual reading, though, it was still at $464 million, so you want to keep that in mind. I did your standard Celtic cross spread, nothing fancy, nothing elaborate. So those who know how to read tarot should follow along quite well. The first card, the signifier, was the Wheel of Fortune, a very appropriate card for the question as it pertains to Trump's fortune. I also like to point out that the blue Sphinx is currently on top, while the red Anubis figure is on the rise. These may also symbolically represent Biden and Trump. The cross card is Temperance reversed. Now, I know some people don't like to use reversed cards in the cross position. I don't mind them. And anytime Temperance is reversed, it's showing something that's out of balance or things that don't mix well, such as the polarity of politics. So there's a lot of disharmony surrounding what's going on, to no one's surprise. Now, the conscious thoughts surrounding the question. 4 of Pentacles reversed. Now, this card represents trying to hold on to his assets. Now, this is often thought of as a greed card. That's not quite it when you think about it, though, because greed is wanting more to come in, but the 4 of Pentacles is about holding on to what you have. Not necessarily wanting more, but just holding on to that which you already have. So it could be seen as miserly, perhaps even stingy, depending on the case. But in this instance, it's obvious that it's about Trump wanting to hold on to his assets and not lose them as a penalty of law. Now, the root of the question and the subconscious beliefs. This one's the most interesting card in the entire reading because it is the Knight of Cups reversed. Now, in the previous reading on the election, Biden was seen as the King of Cups and Trump was seen as the King of Wands, literally Orange Man. And if we go by those representations, then this card represents Hunter Biden. And with it reversed, somehow abusing his position is typically what a reverse court card would be. Somebody that's abusing their position of power or authority or gone off the rails in some fashion. Which, let's be honest, no one's gone off the rails more than Hunter Biden. But what he has to do with this particular case, I'm not sure. Unless this is some kind of retaliation of some kind, I really have no idea. This is the only card in the entire reading which I have no idea on. The rest are pretty straightforward. Now, in the recent past position, we have the 9 of Swords reversed. So there was a great deal of worry around this case, as one could imagine. I mean, if anybody was faced with losing everything that they own, I mean, whether you're rich or of modest means, it would cause a great deal of concern. Certainly something that may keep you up at night. However, in this reversed position, it signifies that it's not enough to get him down. Not enough to cause surrender, as the person is now above the worry of the swords. There's still worry, but it's not enough to get him down. Moving on to the near future, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. And when this card came up the first time, it didn't click right away. Because I'm like, who is this? We have the cups representing Biden's. We have wands representing Trump's. who the hell's the Queen of Pentacles before I was like, oh, duh, it's Letitia James, the one major female in this entire ordeal. Now, the fact that she's reversed could mean one of two things. It could be that she is abusing her position and authority, and or be defeated in her efforts to seize Trump's properties. And with the drop of the bond amount to $175 million as of today, that may be possible when previously it was looking like a for sure thing. Now, the card representing ourself in the situation came up the Magician. Again, to no one's surprise and pretty self-explanatory. The card position representing the environment, home, where this is all taking place, came up the Eight of Pentacles reversed. The environment in this case is New York. And again, worried about losing all the work that he's put into it. You know, it's been said that Trump helped create the skyline of New York. It's a lot of work just to be taken away from you. I mean, again, this is a fantastic reading. Every single card coming up has relevance except for maybe the Hunter Biden. And I'm just maybe not getting that one. It just hasn't clicked in yet. Or his involvement hasn't been exposed yet. Hopes and fears position. The Seven of Cups reversed. Clarity, seeing things as they are. Reality. And at the time of the reading, the reality of the situation would be a big hope or fear, depending on which side of this issue you stand. And the outcome position is the Nine of Wands reversed. A high number of reverse cards in this spread. Nine of Wands represents one's defenses. If it's upright, it represents a stronger defense, even though the person may get battered or bruised. If it's reversed, it's usually a weaker defense to where that person can get really injured. Now, being of the suit of Wands, it made me believe that this is a card belonging to Trump, representing his defenses, as I have made remarks that he must not have very great lawyers with all the things he's been going through. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers because they seem to go after all of his attorneys as well. So I'm not sure how choosy he can be in that regard. But with the lowering of the bond amount today, perhaps it's the excessive bond amount of the prosecution's case against him that this represents. But I still believe it pertains to Trump, and that even if he pays off the $175 million, that's still an incredible amount of money to what is largely seen as a victimless crime. So he may get battered and bruised. It's going to hurt for a while, having to cough up so much money at once. But that's all this is. This doesn't mean that he's out of the race. There was nothing asked along those lines. This reading was specifically for his New York case involving his properties. So it's very interesting to see what happens from here. He has an extra 10 days to put up that amount just to get an appeal. And if that's the case, then we'll have to see what happens with that, because this reading didn't get that far into it. It was merely about the overall situation and what to expect in the near future with it. Now, again, I don't do readings like this very often for these kinds of things, because normally I could care less. I just happened to get a quick impulse to do it, and because I haven't done one in a while, I figured, what the heck. Now, whether you love him or hate him, it doesn't really matter to me. Whether you want to root for or against him, that's your prerogative. And as such, this video is neither pro nor anti-Trump. It's merely insight into what's going on in this case, which just a few days ago, when the reading was performed, seemed like an insurmountable impossibility to overcome. And it just goes to show that a lot can change in a very short amount of time. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and share it. It'd be very much appreciated. Check out Mind and Magic for programs, courses, and more. Social media links will be on the screen momentarily, and I will see you next time. Take care.